Hello and welcome to my channel. Happy Friday. Today I am working on an order and it's for the Sizzix Crochet Borders and the number is 664178. I've had a lot of questions. This is my sample that I keep in my packaging so I know what they look like. They basically cut out the entire piece of paper. So what I've done to save time is cut out all of my pieces, and then I can show you how I cut them out. But I've had a lot of questions. How do I cut these out? They're difficult. Well, I kind of like figured it out, I guess you would say. Or I have a system. So this is kind of what I do. This is an order and I blocked off the person's information, and this is a repeat customer. This is what I do. They ordered white set of these and a cream, and I do have personalization on there where you could because you get 2 of each. There's 4 different styles. You get 2 of each in an order, so you get 8 pieces. Where if you wanted, you know, in this one particular order, all to be different colors. So I've already cut my paper out. And I'll just run you through. Now this one here, I know this one has copy paper in there, and I just leave it in there. It works best for that. And I am using my Big Shot, the extended platform with both shims in. And then I'm using the precision base plate, but it's now called the chrome base plate. I believe you can still get it on Sizzix.com. So I'm going to go ahead and do one at a time, and that's what I would do, one at a time, and run it through first with your copy paper and try to keep that in there. Get all your little bits poked out. It is very time consuming to make these, but they are beautiful and you can use them for a lot of things. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut this out, and I kind of want it to stay in there, so I'm going to put a piece of tape and grab a piece of tape. I want it to stay, but I don't know if it's going to stay because there's another process after I cut it, and I'll show you. And this is just something that I do that I figured out works for me. I might just stick it right there. Okay, we'll see. And I'm going to put it in an angle. Everything works better at an angle. Run it through. And because I know it's a delicate die and it can give me troubles, I ran it through a second time. Okay, so that looks really good. But before I pop that off, I'm going to move this to the side. And I'm going to bring this over. I have shared this before. This is the Spellbinders Wizard. You can still get these. I stumbled on this and got a really good deal on it. I saw a video on it and I bought it. I use it only for embossing things like dies. And it comes with 2 plates, and there's a mat. It didn't come with the mat. I had one for my Big Shot. I know you can do embossing on Big Shot, but this works for me. That way I can die cut, then bring it over to here and go back and forth. So before I do this, because there's a lot of static, I'm going to take my little embossing buddy. I have an extra one here that I keep just for this. And I'm just going to give it a good good wipe down so it's coated. And I'm going to go ahead and do these. It'll come off, but it just helps. Okay, that should be good for the entire process. I don't have to do that every time. So what I want to do is lay that down. And you can do this process on your Big Shot. Just look for embossing pad videos on YouTube. And for this, you got to have the handle facing you, and then you just put your sandwich in there, get it started, and it's kind of like a ratchet sound, so it'll be a little noisy, and go slow. And it does kick a little bit, so I hang on to the back. I'm going to move that out of the way. And I have a tray. I always work out of a tray when I'm doing die cutting. So what that did is it pushed that die down in there and gave it that extra little detail that I'm looking for. So I'm going to try to get this tape off. I'm probably not going to do the tape next time. We'll see how it goes. And these are long, so, but with that anti-embossing buddy, it takes the static away. So what I'm going to do is grab my tool, which I didn't bring over, but I have it. And these are part of the die cutting accessories. Now I'm just going to give it a good, while I still have it in there, I'm just going to snip this piece here. There we go. Because my paper is a little bit long, I'll trim that. So see, all those little bits came out, and I'll just flip it over and get the rest of them. See what I got? Looks like I pretty much got everything. So that cut really well, so I'm going to pull it out now. Oops, my paper came out. I kind of wanted to keep that in there. So I'll just press that back in for the next round. And then I'm just going to give this a trim because I cut my paper a little bit long. You could continue this if you wanted it longer, but this is the size that I offer here. So I don't know if you're going to be able to get to see the detail, but it's really, I mean, it's really nice. It's really nice. It just pushes that, the embossing pushes that die in there and just gives it that little bit of extra. And this is the 65-pound paper. Oh, I should leave this on my desk. The Recollection. This is the paper I buy at Michael's, and this is the cream. And then for the white, I use this, and I get this at Walmart. It's the 110-pound paper. Excuse me. But it works. And this is what I use for white cardstock now until I find something that I like, because the Recollection white just seems to be off. It's thinner for some reason, and I don't know why, and it's not really white. So until I find a supplier for a reasonable cardstock in the white, then I will switch it up. But for now, I'm using this. And I haven't had any complaints, so. Okay, so there's that one. I'll do one in the white, and then I'll show you the other ones. But I did want to keep that copy paper in there, so it's back in there. So I'm going to die cut a white out and show you. And I like using the precision base plate because it gives you a clean finish on the bottom. If you used your plate, whatever's on here is going to transfer to the back of this. So when anything that I sell in my shop, if I can use this and get a clean finish, I will. Alright, so I could cut this off to size, but I think I'm just going to do that right there. Okay. I want to try to keep everything intact. I'm just going to flip it over onto my plate, and then I'm going to put the embossing pad down. You could totally do this with the Big Shot. You just have to look up videos on it. I just happen to have this, and I love this system. It works for me. So let me move that too. All right, I'll make a bit of noise here. Get it started. Okay, that one's done. So I'll just clean this one up. I usually go a lot faster than this, but you might get a couple stubborn pieces, but I'm going to try to carefully peel this out without pulling my copy paper out. Now this is 110-pound paper, so it's a little bit stronger, and I'll wait to cut that out later. So I'm just going to give this a trim. Now if I were to cut this down to size, I think it might be six across. That would come right off. But it's made so that you could just keep making a long one. So there's the white. I just love it. It's beautiful. And this is the 110 from Walmart, and it works very well. It's nice and white and bright. So let me try this one here. I don't have a paper in there, so I don't think I need it. I'll just do one white and one cream. Where am I at? 15 minutes? Okay. Trying to watch my time. We've been having a lot of internet issues, and we had, they were here today, so all morning. I'm hoping that we're good to go. This has got some bits in there, so I'm just going to clean them out real quick, because I don't want them, if they're colored bits, they will transfer to my clean paper. And I get it, you know, I've gotten messages that these things are a stinker to do, but I get it. You just have to find, you know, a happy medium in what works for you. And die cutting is something I love to do. So let's see. Looks like I got some bits that are being stubborn. I just want to get them out. Oh, we're having rain today, so okay. They're really in there. These are very detailed, but they're beautiful. And it's definitely something I would invest in if you don't mind taking the time to do it. So again, it's a little bit bigger than what I need, but I didn't want to have to fuss with it and line everything up. And I'm just going to be gentle because I want it to stay in there. And I'm going to check before I do anything. It did cut. If it didn't cut some pieces, I have noticed after I run it through here, I've tested it, that it pushes it through and it kind of finishes it. So I'm going to do this. All right, a bit of noise. Okay, I forgot I need my tray. So see, with the embossing buddy, all of that comes off. Otherwise it would stay on there. It would be hard to get it off. So I just figured it out and said, you know, what can I do to make it easier? And I started doing that. Sorry, I had lunch before video and probably shouldn't have. This is why I like using a tray, because everything flies everywhere. Okay, that popped right out, which is awesome. But I still got some bits in there. How pretty is that? All right, let me trim it. Give it a snip there. So this, all of these dies here, you can just continue on. Okay, looks like I only got a couple pieces that stuck in there, but they are tiny little pieces, and it's a delicate die, but they're beautiful. I've used them for a lot of things. Okay. Let me show you. Nope. There we go. There's that one. Really pretty. I really love it. It almost gives it, like when you do this and then I do the embossing, like almost a plasticky kind of feel. It's really cool. Okay, so this one I have to get some things out. Yeah, I've had people say that they couldn't get the die out of the, or the paper out of the die after they did it. I've had all kinds of messages, but I haven't had any problem with the system here. So if you don't want to get the Wizard, you can get an embossing mat for your Big Shot, and then you know, I don't know the setup for that, but I know there's some videos out there for it. And I know I learned a lot of stuff from Jennifer McGuire. She is like, she always has great tips and little tricks you can do, so that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm probably not going to do the white. I'll go ahead and do the other ones. Let's see, I'll save that. I'll go ahead and do this one here. Just so I could show you all of them. Because this is for an order. I want to get it packed up. My pad. Here we go. Oops. I'm off kilter here. There we go. So far what I'm thinking is that this die, because I left the copy paper in there, is the only one that I need to do that to. So far I'm finding that to be the thing. Okay, you might want to mute me for a minute. And this is bumpy because I lost a little little bumper thing on there, so I haven't found it. I cleaned my room and I still haven't found it, so it might have got stuck to something, or it might have got put in the trash, so I haven't been able to find another one to go in there, so I'm not sure if they have replacement parts or not. Okay, I need my little setup here. These are so beautiful. I could just sit here and do this all day. Okay, just going to give it a trim. I think I got them all out, but I might have a few pieces left in there, and I'll get those out. So if you cut your cardstock down to size, you have very little waste. And that's usually what I do, assembly line. So there's that one there. I'll show you that one up close. Very pretty. So there's a good variety of sizes there. 4 different sizes, and you get 2 of each. So I'm really happy with this set. At first I did struggle, and then I figured it out. And that's why I share. Okay, that one's going to take a little bit of, because it's so detailed, they got popped in there. That paper gets pushed down in there when I emboss it, but I really love the finished look. Another thing that's good with the Wizard, with the way I emboss, is if you have the Spellbinders embosslets, or not embosslets, what are they? I'll have to look it up. But when you put those in there, it's amazing. Let me get the, I think it's in the leaves. Yeah. I have to, I don't want to say it wrong. Okay, that's Momenta. Nope. Shapeabilities, sorry. Okay, when you run, die cut these and then run them through the Wizard like I do for putting the pressure on there, the details, amazing, amazing. Like these are my samples. I should put these in my shop. Like it'll cut it out, but see all the beautiful detail? If you just die cut these out, you don't get that. But when I run it through, this, or you could get an embossing pad and do it through here, you get all this little detail. See that? All the details. It pushes it in there. The lines and the leaves, everything. I love it for the Spellbinders Shapeabilities. I love it. And actually that's what I saw a video on. She was, the lady was doing this type of die. And I was like, oh wow, I could do everything. So yeah. Okay, I'm glad I looked that up. Okay, let's see, I got one more. This one here, I'll just do it in the cream. It just takes you a little bit more time to get it, but, and these do bend a little bit, they'll bend back. They're, the Sizzix brand are a good quality, the Spellbinders, Momenta. Okay, I want to try to keep that on there. I usually stand up and do this, and I have a little bit bigger area, but because I'm sharing, it's kind of, I have to keep moving things around. Okay, I'll be a little bit noisy. Get it set in. And if you get one of these, when you're cranking this handle, keep your hand up here, because when I first got it, I was going away real quick, and don't go real quick on die cutting or anything because things bounce around and they move. But I got my hand caught underneath here, and it was very painful. And I have to watch too because I have arthritis really bad in this finger and I cannot bang it. I have a band-aid on all the time just to protect it because it's stretched. It's like a growth and it's arthritis in there. And if I bang it, it's going to be really bad. So if you're wondering why I have a band-aid on all the time, I'm protecting. Okay, so that's that. I think this one has bigger pieces in there, so they should come out pretty quickly. And I just keep flipping this around. It goes to the bottom. Oh, I love this. It's just so pretty. I just could sit here and make this all day. Just going to give it a snip on the end. Okay. I'll show you up close. I just love how they feel after you run them through the emboss. Isn't that beautiful? Just love these. Okay. There's that one. So see, it was easy. It wasn't bad at all. And I have sewed on these too. Run them through put them on pages. I was making those bag pocket things for Happy Mail, and ran out of those. But yeah, I would just shape these, or you can put them in a book. But if you just go like that, they'll lay flat. And then I always protect them in shipping, so they're in cardboard with in a plastic bag, like something like this. They would be in something like this. I've got these new. Ooh, will that fit? Not quite. Well, if I make this a little bit longer, I think I could fit them in here. How cool is that? Yeah, I just made this little bag topper for this is the same customer where they ordered different colors of the bag toppers, and they use the personalization where you get 12, but they ordered 4 different colors, 3 of each. So yeah, I cut extra so I would have them for packaging. But yeah, and this I cut out of my napkin paper that I've been making with scraps, where I'm covering pretty much unwanted scrapbook paper with napkin, and then I could die cut it out. I think it would fit on that too. Yeah, if I put it that way, I would just, that's the top. Not quite fit, but I could do it that way. But I would cut that butterfly off, so I wouldn't probably do it on that one there because it's kind of pretty. But yeah, that's what I did with that. And this is my bag of those I've been using up. So I really like how that came out. And that was the same thing. It was just paper that I wouldn't normally use, and I just covered it with a napkin, a glue stick and a napkin. And then I put my cardstock in here that I run through my embossing folder. This is a scrap piece, and for protecting this, these will go in here. So yeah, so that's that. Oops, and this one. So that's that. That's my share for today. If you're afraid of this die but you really love it and you don't want to pay you know, me or another Etsy shop to make them, you can make them yourself. So, and this is the Sizzix one. It's crochet. So yeah, it's a good die. It really is a good die. So I love how they come out, and I've done other things like tracing paper. I've die cut out. I have die cut, like this would come out cool in there too. Let's see if I can find a long strip just to see what it would look like. Let me just do that one. Oh, I wanted to show you another border die as well. So let me just do this one real quick. And because this is a busy pattern, I'll use this big die here. So let's just see what we get. Okay. All right, I'm going to be a little bit noisy. See what we get. And when you do this, try to go at different angles too. That helps too, because some of them get stuck in there, but if you go a different angle, you can get them out. I'm anxious to pull this out. It's like the reveal. Ooh, how pretty. Okay, let me cut this off. Oops. Not such a good cut, but there we go. See what we get. Oh, I've got a little bit of scrap. Ooh, that's pretty. I feel like I have a couple pieces still in there, but that's okay. Okay. Where's my paper? That is pretty. So see? All kinds of things. All right, let me show you my other die, because she bought this set, I'm going to send her a couple samples of this set too. This is another favorite of mine. This is Spellbinders, and it's the, is there a name? Yeah. Create a Slimline Border. This one's different. This one you could make it as wide as you want. And I know I've used this one a lot on my little bag pocket things. So let me just cut one out for you. So I'll send her some samples of these. These are not in my shop yet. Only because I have to figure out a size. You know, these are different sizes, and I have to figure out like how wide I would do it. Like you could do it here because it's only going to cut here. It's not going to cut up here. So let me just do that now. And I do tape these down. Okay. This is just the purple painter's tape. I do tape these down now. If you wanted to measure it, you could. I'm just going to try to eyeball it here. Can't really see that edge. It's only going to cut that edge there. Just want to just kind of show you what you can do. Just want to make sure I got it. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to use the same setup. Put an angle. This one's pretty long. I probably could use my extended plate, but this one will work. Oops. Hang on. Didn't quite get in there. Okay. Here we go. And I know this die very well. I only need to run it through one time. And because I use the precision base plate, it will bow a little bit, but you can bend it right back. So I'm just going to clean it out, and I'm not going to do embossing. I'm not going to run it through my wizard. You don't need to. And this is another one where you could continue on. Let's get that one piece out there. And these are really good dies. I would just bend it back a little bit, and I usually just store it on my magnetic sheet there. All right, I just have a few, because it's delicate, I'm not going to be aggressive with it with this. I'll just poke out the little bits that are in there. And because I'm not going to continue on, I'll just trim these off right there. And then I'll just cut it off right here. But yeah. So you can get wide as you want. Like if this was on the edge of your page. Okay, I think I got it all. So yeah, I could make it really thin depending on how wide whatever you're looking for. Let me grab a journal. And this is one of Crafty Irina's journals. Let me find a page. Okay, like right here, you could put this right here on the edge here and have it coming off. So you can make this as wide as you wanted. So if I were going to do that, I would double up my paper. Like glue 2 pieces of 65-pound together and then run it through there. I'm pretty sure it will cut it. Do I have one? I do have something glued. I can show you that. But yeah, if you know, you could put it on a page, or you could, you know, put it going this way and make it a pocket and put something behind it. But yeah, I would double it up, and I'm pretty sure it would cut through. But these are all like the styles of this, and all of these you can make as wide as you want. This here just does the dots. You can do a bunch of that. This one here is this design, and you can do it as wide as you want. So this is a really good investment as well if you like this type of thing, which I do. So let me just grab, I know I have something glued, 2 pieces of 65-pound, and I'll just test it. I just happened to think these are my large ribbon holders, and I do have some extras in the back that are all glued and ready if I need one for a Happy Mail. So I'll just grab that, because I know this is thick. This is how I make my ribbon holders. I have to glue 2 pieces together, wait 2 to 3 days for them to dry, then I can die cut them out. Okay. So let's test this. I'll sacrifice this to show you. I'll try both of these. This one. Actually, we'll check them all. I'll do them all. I'll take one for the team here. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about them being straight or anything like that. Kind of. I just don't want them touching. Right. It doesn't like it if your dies are hanging over. It has to be able to grab this part here of the plate. So I'm going to put that up. And because it's kind of an awkward the way I'm sitting, I can't see. Okay, here we go. Okay. You cut them. I just want to see what kind of detail we got. Okay, so yes, I forgot that this one here, I'm just going to take these off. This one popped off. Oh, really nice. Popped right out. Bend them back. Store them on your magnetic sheet. And these are the sheets I get from Lowe's. They're vent covers. I actually used some today. They're these here. I get them at Lowe's. You can cut them down to size. Okay. That worked very well. Very well. It was kind of scary and noisy, but I would almost say just do one at a time. Don't, you know, put them all on there. I never like to put a bunch of dies on at one time. Okay, so that, yes, that's really strong. I just want to get all these out. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so I have a new, so sorry, excuse me. I have a new thing. It's that double thick paper. It's amazing. I mean, look at the detail. Now, some of it didn't cut right there. I would just take your sanding block. This is medium 120. You can go over that. Okay. And it took them right off. I have one more stinker right there. There we go. Looks good to me. So that's great. That's really, really strong. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's see what we got here. What did this do? Anything? Oh, right here, the little dots. Yeah, I remember this one. This is the thing about the little dots. It's really cool, but you have to sit there and poke each one out. I don't think this will get it. Oh, yeah, wow. Cool beans. All right. So yeah, so you could carry on and keep doing the little dots. Like if you wanted another row of them, you could just keep going on a whole thing of paper. So there's that. I'm just going to bend it back in place. That doesn't bother me at all that they bend a little bit. I'm just going to take this out. This one's cool too. Everything popped out really nice. This one has little pieces in it as well. So yeah, for 2 65-pound pieces of paper glued together, the die held up really well. I wouldn't try it with these. I mean, I probably could, but I don't know. I just think it would just be too much because there's a lot of detail. But yeah, these are really strong. That's really cool. I'm really impressed with this one here, how strong it is. So if you want to put that on the edge of a page, what did I do with my thing? Oh. You could, because it would hold up. Let me find a blank page. If you want to put this on the edge there and sew it right here, that's strong. That's really strong. That would hold up. That's kind of cool. Okay, well, that's enough playing for one day. I gotta get to my orders, but I just wanted to share while I was making. So there you go. Hopefully you won't be afraid of this die. And if you're going to do this one, I would get this one as well. This is a really good one too, and I think it's still available. I'm not sure this one. I think I've seen it, but yeah, there you go. Okay. All right. Happy Friday, and have a good weekend. And I just want to say a special thanks to all my friends that have been commenting and giving me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.